Hey, I'm Mr. Carlo, and we are heading to Spain, and let's try and begin this season as you can see we are struggling against Hulkenberg. As it is wet in Spain, we've got a couple of practice programs to do. Get to know the track at first, then some tyre wear test, fuel test as well in first practice. In second practice, look at the race program, and in final practice course, try and do some qualifying as well. We also look at the race program as well in first practice, but time being, we're getting used to the track.
Practice program over.
And perfect.
Return to the garage pronto.
Team very happy with that effort. As you can see, midway through the session, it is dry as we're doing our tyre management program. So we can do over 3 laps. That's not the perfect start. And that's not a good follow-up. God damn it. It looks like we got the perfect result on the final go.
Okay, then that's the end of the program and plenty of
Yes, low tyre wear.
Return to base when you can so we can go over it.
That's what we like to see. As Vettel is at the top ahead of Hamilton, Raikkonen, Verstappen and Bottas. We've strolled up there again in practice instead of ahead of our teammate Hulkenberg in 8th ahead of the Haas of Grosjean, and Massa rounds out the top 10. And we're right at the back as we had a very different program, it looks like, compared to the rest. Just practicing on some long run pace there and just getting the car around this track. As we were behind the Saubers, the McLarens as well, and the Toro Rossos and Force Injures are down there outside the top 10. So let's see what we can do in practice too. It's turned into a gorgeous sunny day here in Spain, and we're going to do some fuel saving. It's very important for the race as well, along with the tyre wear. So let's see what we can do. That's not a good start. That's a much better that. Oh, good. Almost optimal. Oh, come on. All the other drivers do that. As now it's the turn of the race strategy program, doing 5 laps. Filled up. Let's see what we do. As that's not a very good start again.
We've used one of the gears. The transmission is significantly damaged. We're down a gear.
So we've got an old style gearbox now for the rest of the session. Oh, it's back. Let's get to the final corner. Setting another good lap. We've got our 7th gear back. So what we can do with our final effort. Let's come out the final corner. That's a very good lap for us. Good pace as well in the race. So looking very good on tyre, fuel and race pace. So right at the top are the Finns again in practice 2 ahead of Vettel, Verstappen, Ricciardo. Hamilton down in 7th ahead of the Williams, and there's Hulkenberg in the top 10 ahead of Sainz. As we are right at the back again, but again we're just focusing on race pace there, and it looks like we've got very good race pace. Maybe not over 1 lap, we will find out in practice 3. So we are going for our qualifying practice. Let's see if we've got pace over 1 lap. So what's that Haas doing? What's that Red Bull doing? Bloody hell. Be lucky to do it this lap then. So once again, what is that Red Bull doing? You're on mediums and you're just getting in my way. And we've got a Force Injure just blocking our path now. I thought the idiots were left behind in Russia, but obviously not. So the Ferraris and Mercedes right out there, along with our teammate again in the top 10. in 6th for Stroll, rounding that out. As there we are, not in last, even though we're on the soft tyres, we didn't get a good qualifying run in, so I don't know what to expect in qualifying. Oh, look who it is.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
Board meeting? I haven't seen you around here. What board is that? In London? Has it got a qualifying trial for hire? God, what a terrible agent. As we are changing everything here for the start of the European season, so we shouldn't be expiring in the race. Of course, the drivers might have other ideas, as we saw the last time out. As here we go for a qualifying effort in Q1. Let's see. It's a very good lap time in the 122s. We have to try and match Hulkenberg. Lost around a second in that final sector.
A mechanical issue means you've lost one of the gears. Say again. You have lost
But we still beat
access
Hulk.
to one of the gears.
122.2, even though we've lost the gear. As Vettel leads qualifying 1 ahead of Bottas, Raikkonen, Hamilton and Ricciardo with the Williams. Then Hulkenberg, Verstappen, Ocon, and then myself up there in 11th, so made it through to Q2 comfortably in the end. And just a couple of tenths behind Hulkenberg has, it looks like, Kvyat, Perez, Van Dorn and the Saubers did not make it through. Alonso made it through. I'm sure the home fans are very happy about that. It's getting a bit cloudier in Q2 as we try and make it through into the final part of qualifying. Try and join our teammate, it looks like. Break a bit early to that first corner than we did in the first part of qualifying. Seems to have paid off. Running slightly wide through turn 3 though. That's a good first sector. Just a couple of tenths down as again we look up that left front. Into the left-hander. Now rising up the hill. Bit of a big lift there though. Lost half a second in the middle sector. Go wide in the hairpin. Go a bit wide at the top of the hill as well, and then lock up the right front. And look at the left front. Not as bad as we did in the last part of qualifying. We dip into the 21s, 21.8. And Vettel leads the second part of qualifying along with his teammate Raikkonen, has Hamilton, Verstappen and Bottas for the top 5 places. Then Massa, Ricciardo and myself make it through into Q3 for the first time this season, I believe, ahead of Stroll and Grosjean, as Hulkenberg is out, along with Magnussen, Ocon, Sainz and Alonso. So what can we do in qualifying 3? Looks like we left it too late to do a qualifying effort. The rain has started to fall. So it looks like we're going to be qualifying in 10th. We're just going to save the car. Just enjoy being in the top 10 for once. As Hamilton grabs part ahead of Vettel, Raikkonen and Bottas. Then it's the Red Bulls and the Williams, with Grosjean in 9th and myself in 10th. As you can see, time-wise, we'll be just fighting with Grosjean for 9th in the end. So nothing really lost from the rain falling in qualifying 3, but will it remain in the race?
Hey, how are you? I have some information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
So we've got to finish 12th or higher and finish 11th or higher in the championship, as still haven't seen her this weekend. I knew she was going to reach Russia, but I thought she'd turn up for Spain. God, board meetings.
It can be hard for the cars to follow each other closely here due to the dirty air coming off the car in front. So perhaps we're looking at a more strategic Grand Prix act. What do you think on that?
I'm not too sure about that, Crofty. I mean, yes, as you say, it's hard to follow around here, but if you're brave on the brakes, you can get the job done down into turn 1, which is a medium-speed corner, so you have to be committed. And looking down at this grid today, I think we're going to see 1 or 2 drivers making a move from a long way back. maybe try to force their opponent into a mistake. I don't think this is a race that's going to be purely decided in the pit stops.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, Max Verstappen, and Stroll, Grosjean, and Renault, Magnussen, and Nico Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Massa, Esteban Ocon, and Alonso, Kvyat, Perez, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Marcus Ericsson. Sainz and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are waiting for the lights to appear. Go out. So it's a slow start as we're up to 8 thanks to grid penalties as Hülkenberg hits us immediately and we've been punted off.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
Get that, Massa. Idiots. Follow you everywhere. As Vettel wins from his teammate, and then it's the 2 Mercedes, 2 Red Bulls and 2 Williams, and then Perez in 9th, and Hülkenberg grabbed a point in 10th ahead of the 2 Toro Rossos. And then it was Magnussen, Ocon, Grosjean, Alonso ahead of his teammate, and then the 2 Saubers, as I was the only retirement. It's in the standings, Vettel leads Raikkonen by 25 points, and it's Hamilton with Bottas up to 4th ahead of Ricciardo, Verstappen, Massa, Perez, Stroll up to 9th ahead of Grosjean, Ocon, Sainz and myself, with Kvyat, then Hülkenberg in 15th after his point, as Magnussen, the Saubers and McLaren have yet to score. As in the constructors' standings, it is Ferrari leading by 65 points ahead of Mercedes, Red Bull 3rd, Williams up to 4th ahead of Force India by 7 points, then Haas, Toro Rosso and Renault with McLaren and Sauber not on the scoreboard. As in the rivalry, yes, Hülkenberg is pulling away. And my team are about as happy to see me as their worst enemy.
Hi. Look, I don't want to get you down, but the boss doesn't seem to be in the best of moods with you at the moment. We certainly seem to feel you're underperforming at this stage. I need you to work extra hard to turn this around, okay?
Underperforming? I'm scoring way more points than that guy over there. Just because I had a couple of bad races, okay? Got one that pace, out qualified him. It's because of that relationship with Seal, and look at that. Chumming up to him. Bet they have board meetings at the weekend. As we are now in Monaco, so next time you'll find out how well we do around here is where is that? Slimy German. Nowhere to be seen. I'm sure he's on one of these yachts. So we are doing the practice program, trying to get used to this Monaco circuit. These F1 cars. Looking to bounce back after a horrendous race. Catalunya, of course, last time out.
We've lost one of the gears. The transmission is significantly damaged. We're down a gear.
And 6th gear is already gone. Good for the final corner. Achieved at least the basic aims of what our team wants us to do. As you can see, we still lost 6th gear as you do some tyre management around it. These super soft tyres. Just what's going to run the most around this, so let's see what we can do. There's again that famous Monaco bump catching us out. So Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas, Raikkonen, the Red Bulls, the Force Indias, then Hülkenberg in 9th, and Sainz ran out the top 10. As they're right at the back, didn't really set a competitive time as you saw due to wing damage, due to issues with the brakes, trying to find the setup was terrible. And then we had to change the components as well late in the session. So we didn't have much running in our first practice. Let's see if we can get more competitive that time and set a good pace in qualifying in practice too. As we're going to do some race practice here in qualifying too. So you can keep up a consistent pace. And hopefully we found a good setup as well.
You've lost access to one of the gears. We've lost one of the gears due to a fault.
And wonderful, gears gone again. Now brake yourself into those. Race practice is going to go as well as practice one, isn't it? Bollocks.
There's a lot of damage to the front wing. We're seeing a significant loss in downforce.
God damn it.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
So you've got Raikkonen, Hamilton, Vettel, Massa ahead of Bottas, Ricciardo, Magnussen and Hulkenberg in the top 10 once again with Verstappen and Ocon. As once again we didn't set a competitive that time, as you saw more issues with the setup, more issues going around this place. Just not confident with the car at all, neither is Stroll in 17th, all the Saubers and McLarens. So let's see what if we can get it together in practice 3. So after a day of rest, we're trying to figure out a setup. Hopefully we found it for Saturday practice. I'm going to test out immediately at full pace with qualifying simulation. And that's not how you begin. So we finally completed a lap in anger, but as you can see, a couple of seconds off the pace. At least the car feels good on these tyres. So you've got Vettel, Hamilton and the Red Bulls right up there with Bottas in 5th ahead of Raikkonen. Then Massa and Stroll up there for Williams with Sainz and Ocon just ahead of his teammate. As further down, we finally set competitive that time, but we're still slower than the McLarens and Saubers. And Hulkenberg right down there in 15th, so maybe he's gone backwards as well. We'll find out in qualifying. Oh, her.
Hi. Just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
12th with all the troubles we had in practice. And beat Hulkenberg as well, who's been consistently faster. Alright, team. That's a pretty good one. It's not April's Fools, is it? It's a bit later, isn't it? So we're going out in qualifying, hopefully with the clear track we can set a good lap time. 15.9. We need around a 15 for that. So here we go again with our second effort. Let's see if we can knock a second off this lap time. It's a much better starting turn to you know, as you can see. Getting around over a quarter of a second. Now into Casino Square. Not smooth on the exit, and there is half a second. Lean into those. Oh, wide in Porte again, knocking out both front tyres. But still half a second up. Let's go under the tunnel. Looking up the front tyre, but again a better run through the chicane. Bit cautious into back and into the swimming pool, and exit the swimming pool as well. It's a bit wide in Rascas, but better. Same for Anthony Node. And looks like we have knocked a second off our time. 14.8. We're up to 13th. We're safe for the time being. As in the first part of qualifying, Vettel leads ahead of the Mercedes, the Red Bull, Verstappen and Raikkonen, Massa, Perez, Hülkenberg in the top 10. So he did have some pace, he just hit it in third practice. Ricciardo 9th, Sainz in 10th. As there we are in 13th, we made it through and just a couple of tenths slower than Hülkenberg in the second of the leaders as we got through by almost half a second in the end ahead of Grosjean. The Haas is out along with the Saubers and Van Dorn. Good job from Alonso getting through ahead of Stroll as well. So we made it through the qualifying 2 against the odds. Can we make it even further and repeat what we did in Barcelona and get through to qualifying 3? And we were screwed. As it collided with our teammate and got knocked out by the Ferrari.
Grid penalty. The front wing is in a really bad state. We need you back in the pits this lap.
So in qualifying 2, it's Vettel at the top ahead of the Mercedes and Raikkonen, and then the Red Bulls, Perez, Massa. Hülkenberg got through the Q3 with Ocon sneaking through ahead of Kvyat. Alonso in a strong trail for McLaren, Sainz, Stroll and I didn't set a time and I got a 5-place grid penalty, so I'm right at the back. And Monaco. Fantastic.
Hello. I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
Well, at least you can do that. Banishing's too busy round here to actually see me face to face, as we got to finish in 14th or higher and beat Hülkenberg in the race. Oh, that's easy. He's just qualified in Q3 and he's like over 10 places ahead of me. Easy.
And as the drivers start thinking about getting a good start and how on earth to get through Saint-Devote in one piece, I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, if we might be seeing a safety car or two today.
Well, you wouldn't exactly bet against it, would you? Statistically, it is pretty common, of course. About 80% of all Monaco Grand Prix will have at least one safety car. And that's despite the incredible work of the marshals around here, who you'll often see lifting cars out of the way just under the yellow flag conditions. The teams will always plan for the worst case scenario though, and they'll be making sure various caution periods are built into their strategy models for the race.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today. A very happy Felipe Massa starts second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Alonso, Sainz, Renault and Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas, Raikkonen and Roman Grosjean. Verstappen, Perez, Stoffel Van Dorn and Hülkenberg, Ocon, Kvyat, Marcus Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein. Stroll and Kevin Magnussen rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
As we rev up the engines for my home race and get underway, can we hold on to 5th? Massive amounts of penalties. We've got Alonso in front. We've got Massa leading, Ricciardo down to 3rd. Crazy grid.
We're looking at some gearbox wear. Try to keep your number of shifts to a minimum.
As we've got Hamilton behind in the Mercedes. Oh yeah, massive amount of penalties overnight. Means to end 5th. We've held on to 5th at the start. We're holding off Hamilton in a Mercedes. Got a McLaren in front.
Shift speeds will be reduced.
Oh, now we've got gearbox issues. Just when we have a fantastic chance of points. As we've got Raikkonen behind. Massa leads. Raikkonen goes round our outside. Now we've got Vettel. He's punted us round. What's the Ferrari doing?
The front wing is badly damaged. You've lost a lot of downforce on the car. Pit and we'll fit you a new front wing.
Now we've got to crawl round.
Virtual safety car. Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta.
What was the Ferrari driver thinking of?
Okay, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap.
As we do have to pit at the end of this lap, but we're struggling to go around even under the virtual safety car as Magnussen is out. Not changing gears because of the gearbox issue. We can hopefully pit at the end of this lap. This virtual safety car should help us. As you can see, we've been struggling to make it around the swimming pool. Return to racing speed. Won't be doing that anytime soon. As you look at all the field go by us, Hulkenberg in 14th, Ericsson past us, so we're going on to the super softs.
Complete, go now.
And it looks like Verdine has also had an incident. Vettel's pitting, I think Grosjean is as well.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
As you can see, he's still got massive issues with the gearbox. As we rejoin in 16th. It was the home race, don't want to retire. And now we're stuck, as you can see, just struggling to change gear. As there's actually Ocon who had to pit. As there's Massa and Sainz at the front, Hamilton catching them. Got Ocon behind, but not for much longer, I feel. As, oh no, he hits the inside. Verdine is spun behind, trying to dive down our inside as we cruise around with our gearbox issues. Someone is in the pits. It's a long race around here. Safety car, if we can sort out this issue somehow. You never know. Looks like the gearbox is coming back to us. And the good thing is we're running a super soft tyre, so we can last a long time on these tyres, which opens up the strategy as well later down the line. And the gearbox is back with us. We've got Ocon in front. And that four cylinder very fast. I know he does have that ring damage. He can lead us the way for the next few laps and in the early part of this stint. So let's see if we can get into a rhythm round it for the first time this weekend. Get some consistent lap times under our belts and pray for a safety car. Yes, that ring damage has really compromised Ocon. As he got DRS on him right on his tail. Heading to Sandoval. Might have to make a move on him soon. He's got Perez behind us in the other Force India. Terrible race for them. It's all over the Frenchman's tail. And effectively his home race as well. As he really is holding us up as we go into Sandoval, but not close enough to make a move. We need to plan a move now. Maybe into Mirabo. All over him in Casino Square. We've gone slightly wide though. Too far back to dive, even though he gave us room. And now he's damaged our front wing by just stopping into those. Fantastic. This race is going about as well as practice.
Damage to the front wing. Be easy on the cart. Get it repaired. We don't want to risk making it burst.
I know, Jeff. Shut up. It's getting into Casino Square, right on the tail. The Frenchman. Oh, we've got a much better run going into Mirbeau. Dive down the inside. But he's fighting back. Going to try too wide around those, are we?
Box this lap, please. We need to get you on new tyres and move on to a different strategy.
And he just pushed us into the barrier. Not the smartest idea from Ocon.
Damage to the front wing. We're seeing a significant sit down.
He's got Grosjean in front who did pit. And now we've got the pit again for front wing damage thanks to Ocon. Who for some reason thought going 2x2 into those was a smart idea. If you can change onto super sods, we might be able to go to the end though. Let's all go very slow heading into the pits. So the Force Injuries back by.
Your lap times are falling off. We want you to pit in for repairs. Box, box, box.
So got that the Ferrari by. Getting flashbacks out of this section with Ferrari near us. We've got super sods so you can go to the end of the race. Just conserve the car and hopefully a safety car can come out and come into play for us. What the hell? The Ferrari just stopped on the
Damage
apex.
to the front wing. We recommend you pit for repairs before this becomes a serious problem for us. We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new
Now we've got to pit again for front wing damage. Thanks, Ferrari. Just because it's got that other Monaco driver doesn't mean you have to be jealous of this one, alright?
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
So we've got rain in 10 minutes. Maybe that can come into play as the Ferrari has the pit. God, what? I didn't know they painted the safety cars red round it. So we go changing our front wing again. I'm sure the boys back at the factory will be very happy about that in Enstone.
Exit now.
I'm sure Bitterble's so happy as well.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
He's going to cruise out, let Mercedes by. He's got loads of damage. Let the Haas by as well, which is Grosjean. Do we know he's in, what, 15th? So we've been lapped by 15th or higher. The only guys on our lap are Verline and the Force Injuries. This might be the best home race I've ever had. At least I can run to the apartment. If it gets any worse. Hulkenberg is pitting. So is the Mercedes. So all the
is in the pits.
ultra soft runners at the beginning are pitting. And we finally reached lap 10. Only 10 laps gone already. Let's just try and finish here. No!
Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
That's it, I'm running into my fucking apartment. Get out of the way. As Hamilton won from Raikkonen and Ricciardo, the pole sitter, with Vettel in 4th, Massa in 5th after his fantastic qualifying. Same for Sainz and Alonso scoring good points for McLaren ahead of Verstappen, Bottas and Grosjean, as Hulkenberg just missed out on a point by 0.2 of a second. As looking further down, you've got Kvyat, Stroll, the Force Injures right down there with Van Dorn and the Saubers as well, rounding out the field. As Camelot, despite starting in 5th after all those penalties, retired from his home round, along with Magnussen, who retired in the Haas. As in the standings, it's Vettel who leads by 19 points ahead of Raikkonen, with Hamilton 26 points back after his win. Ricciardo in 4th, Bottas 5th, Verstappen 6th, Massa in 7th ahead of Sainz, who is ahead of Perez, Stroll, Grosjean and Ocon now. But I'm still in 13th ahead of Alonso, who's up to 14th, with Kvyat and Hulkenberg the other point scorers so far this season, as it now just leaves the Saubers, Van Dorn and Magnussen, who have not scored so far this season. On the constructors' stands, it's Ferrari who lead by 68 points ahead of Mercedes, with Red Bull in 3rd, Williams 4th, Force India 5th, Taurus up to 6th ahead of Haas, and Renault in 8th, and McLaren in 9th, with Sauber the only team not to score this season. Yes, I get it, Hulkenberg's so much better than me. And yes, I failed the team. Oh, there he is, golden boy. Speaking to Cyril again after the race. What a suck up. Now we'll swipe the smile off his face next time in Canada, won't we? So unfortunately, I'll see you then.